Another day, another was coaching episode. We're at episode number 56, daily recap. We had 4 games on this fine Thursday, and let's leave a like, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts about today's games, what did you take away from them, and subscribe. And let's get into it in Houston as the Rockets lose to the Heat in a close game. And the Miami Heat get a huge win as they are now 500 on a back-to-back night. They had Jimmy Butler tonight. He was pretty solid with his 20 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, 4 steals, and 3 blocks on 7 of 13 shooting. You had Udonis Haslem starting, which was hilarious to see. He didn't make a shot, but he played 12 minutes, which is, I mean, you rarely see that, right? We have rarely seen this in the last 2 years or so, maybe even 3 years, I don't know. But this was all about Tyler Hero, who was sensational. 41 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 10 of 15 from the 3-point line. He made 9 threes yesterday, 10 threes today. He was just on fire. Even though he took some dumb shots in the fourth quarter, he was just sensational, and he was the reason the Heat won. Shout out to him, and shout out to the bench. Duncan Robinson, Haywood Highsmith, and Orlando Robinson, even though none of them shot really well, they played some really solid basketball, especially Orlando Robinson, who in his minutes had 9 points, 3 assists, 6 rebounds, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. And on the Rocket side, they continue their better defensive stretch. They were still playing some solid basketball. They didn't defend the 3-point line that well overall, but it was mostly Tyler Hero also, and he made some really tough shots at the same time. But I still really liked what I saw from them. The starters were pretty solid. Jalen Green and Kevin Porter were playing some solid basketball. Jalen Green with 22 points, Kevin Porter with 21.7 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals. The bench was solid overall except those minutes with Garrison Matthews and Bruno Fernando that pretty much killed the Rockets in this game. Even though there were a few of them, it really did not help them in that game. And yeah, a rough loss for them, but I mean, Wembanyama tank. Then we head to Memphis as the Grizzlies absolutely demolished the Bucks at home. And I mean, there's not much to say here about this game, right? The Bucks just didn't have Jrue Holiday, which doesn't really excuse this anyway. And nobody really showed up, right? They couldn't really break down Memphis's defense. They couldn't stop Memphis on anything they wanted to do. And it was just a really rough game. Giannis, 5 of 13, just 19 points. And he has had a couple of rough games here and there now and then. These last few weeks, so his MVP stock is falling a little bit. Bobby Portis off the bench, the only one that shot well, but it didn't matter, right? This was just a huge blowout. Nobody showed up for the Bucks pretty much, and a really rough loss. Shout out Marjan Beauchamp, I suppose. And AJ Green. And I'll be releasing a Memphis video later today, which will be about why I think they will end up as the 1 seed in the West. And they have been sensational. Jaren Jackson, even though he was in foul trouble, played just 30 minutes at 4.6 rebounds, 2 assists, and was still sensational. Well, everyone was sensational except those that played that garbage time here in these rookies. But, I mean, it was garbage time. David Roddy had 15 off the bench, Tyus Jones had 16, Brandon Clark had 12, Zaire Williams had 11, Santi Aldama had 14, Ja had a triple-double, 25, 10, and 10. Man, they had a lot of people in double digits. They had 8 people in double digits, and they just demolished the Bucks, man. What a great game from the Grizzlies. And be on the lookout for this video about the Memphis Grizzlies. Then we head to Utah for one of the game of the years as the Jazz win in overtime against the Pelicans. And this was the best example for these, 2-game series that the NBA has done this year. And this was the perfect example for that, and a perfect showcase why it is a good idea, because this game was fucking awesome. The Pelicans, you could see their adjustment, you could see Utah's adjustments, and it just was a really fun matchup to watch. You could see the Pelicans attack Walker Kessler more, you could see the Jazz use Walker Kessler more on offense also. Jordan Clarkson was feeling much more comfortable in this game. Last game he struggled, today he was sensational. And just overall you could see a lot of different tweaks to these games, a lot of different sets, and the usage of a lot of sets that worked, and it was just fun to watch, man. Zion had 31, 8 and 8, 2 blocks. I would have liked to see him be a little more aggressive down the stretch there, but he was still sensational. He's just one hell of a player. Trey Murphy with 12 points, 3 threes. He tied the game in regulation. And you had Herb Jones with 12 points. He fouled out. CJ McCollum had a great game, 28, 6 and 4, even though he struggled down the stretch a little bit. The bench was solid offensively. The defense wasn't great from Najee Marshall especially, and he couldn't hit a wide open 3 today. Larry Nance at 39, 1, 1, 1. A pretty solid stat line from him, but not as impactful as you would like him to be, and as he normally is, because Walker Kessler was just that great today. And it was just a back and forth game. Every time a team made a run, the other team made a run, and then the other way around, and then the other way around, and it was just fucking awesome to watch, man. It was a great match. I recommend everyone watch it. Full possession, however you want to skip through it, just go ahead and watch this game, because this was really great NBA entertainment and a really great NBA matchup. Jordan Clarkson, as I said, 39 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 7 of 14 from the 3-point line, 15 of 26 from the field. Lauri Markkanen had 31, 5 and 3, 8 of 15. He was great. And Kelly Olynyk had 14 and 7. Man, he walked a lot, and it was funny too. I watched the Pelicans broadcast, and they were, really complaining about Kelly Olynyk, which I understand, man. If Kelly Olynyk is on your team, you really love him probably, and if he is not on your team, you just can't stand to watch him. But hey, it happens, right? And I really liked the adjustments from Will Hardy here for Utah, as he didn't play Jerry Vanderbilt that much, as he didn't play as great as he played 2 days ago against the Pelicans. You got Nickeil Alexander-Walker in there in fourth quarter. Walker Kessler just continued to play. He took the challenge for his foul, because he would have been fouled out, which probably could have ended up as a different result of this game. You got 3 blocks from him, 11 and 8, and just a great play overall. Even though they attacked him better defensively, he still exploited them defensively. So it worked out really well in the favor of the Utah Jazz, who won both these games against the Pels. And I mean, man, they are just gonna make the playoffs, aren't they? And last but not least, we had to LA, as the Clippers get blown out by Phoenix. And yeah, I be honest with you, I didn't even bother to watch this game that much. I woke up to watch my 49ers clinch the division, and then when I turned on my TV, there was this game on our Czech television, and I saw that the Suns were up pretty big, so I didn't even bother checking. So let's truly box score watch, because I've not seen this box score before. 27 points for Michael Bridges, 6 rebounds, 2 blocks. He bounced back from that terrible game he had against the Rockets, so that's nice to see. Devin Booker was back, that's good to see, even though he didn't shoot the ball well. CP3 had 15, 7 and 13, so a great game from him, I suppose. Jock Landale, man, 15 and 10 off the bench. He's been so good for them, actually. And Damian Lee, 3 for 4. Josh Okogie is getting more and more minutes, which I like to see. Well, I'm not sure if I like to see it, but I mean, he's been playing really well, so that's what I'm trying to say here. And a good win for the Suns, as they snapped that 5-game losing streak, man. They needed this one. And it would have been bad if they lost to the Clippers without PG and Kawhi, who were both, resting. Kawhi not playing on a back-to-back. Paul George truly just resting. Terrence Mann had 22, 11 and 4. Good for him. 5 and 12 for Moses Brown. You got John Wall with 12, 5 of 15, not the greatest. The bench didn't give them much, I suppose. Brandon Boston had 16 points, got to the free throw 9 times. Damn. Moussa Diabate with 8 and 8. Huh. Interesting. I'll check out the highlights later, man. And that does it for today, right? We had the news on Steph's injury. I made the Warriors video yesterday. He's out for a few weeks, which will probably lead to a month. 10 to 12 games without Steph Curry for the Warriors. Man, it's gonna be rough. And what do we have on this fine Friday? Hawks, Hornets, alright. Magic, Celtics, actually I think that should be a fun one. Pacers, Cavs, that will be a good one. Warriors, Sixers will be an interesting one for me, especially as a Warriors fan, right? And we'll see how the Warriors look without Steph. Wiseman and Ryan Rollins have both been recalled from the G League, so maybe we'll steal some more of Wiseman, and maybe he will finally showcase something from his talent. Raptors, Nets, we'll see. The Raptors need a win. The Nets are on a roll. That should be actually a good one. Knicks, Bulls again. Another, this 2-game series. Mavs, Blazers. That should be a good one also. Lakers, Nuggets. Fun games ahead. A lot of them. And I'll be here to cover them all as always. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all tomorrow.